So my first bar job was Santiago.
Everyone's.
Yeah. And I remember I'd been to a gig with Stringer. We'd gone to see Clutch at Cockpit, I think. And then we'd always go to Santiago and I was drinking blah, blah, blah. And at this point, I was like in between jobs, I think. And there's a there's a video on YouTube of when I was with the Plight and they were playing a festival in London. Oh, excuse me. Justin Hawkins from The Darkness was like headlining it. And so we were all sharing like the same backstage area. Plight played at like 2:00 in the afternoon. He was obviously headlining at like 10:00 at night. And he was like moseying on through, and he had a manager. And the manager was like, "All right, you need to get out of the dressing room because Justin he's got an interview." And was like, "Well, there was like other bands as well, you know what I mean? Like, she's like, you can't just turf us out."
Yeah.
I was like, no, you need to get out. So I remember there's like in the Underworld in Camden, there's like the backstage bit.
Oh Jesus!
But then there's like a little corridor. Yeah. We were all just like
just on the side
shoved
of the
into it. Like half of us are smoking spliffs, the other I was drinking. Like this is like now what the Plight already played. It was like 4 or 5 in the afternoon. It was like a few of the fucking Gallows lot were there as well, like for support and stuff. And it was like, so why the fuck are we taking this? Like this is bullshit. Like this guy is just because he wants an interview and talk about himself. I was like, right, I'll tell you what. And then as a joke, I went, you know what? When he plays, I'm just gonna fucking run on stage naked. And they're like, yeah. And like snapshot joke, fine, forget it. 4 or 5 hours later, Darkness go on stage, and I think it might have been Stoz who was just like, "You're gonna do it," and I'd totally forgotten what I'd said.
Instigator.
But at this point, I was like, whoop, loaded. I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, go streak on stage." I was like, "Oh, are they on stage now?" I was like, right, I'm doing it. And as I'm taking my clothes off, like Stoz had this like beer crate like bottom full of like people were just putting in money for me to do it. So it was like 40 quid that people were like, yeah, do it. I was like, I'm definitely doing it now. Because, you know, in them days, we were all broke and it was I was going to do it for free. But the fact that everyone had got 40 quid together, I was like, well, that's like 4 beers in London. That's fucking great. So yeah, I finally got my kit off and like ran on stage. And I think it was Lags who filmed it. And it's on YouTube. There's a mate of mine from America who buzzes off it. He literally messages me like twice a year going, please send me YouTube streaking video. But yeah, I ran on stage, got my dick out, like fucking did it, and then came back and then went back again and did the same thing. Came back backstage, put all my clothes on because all the security at this point are like banging on the door. All the rest of the lads that were there like holding the door shut so I can get my clothes on. Like put my hat on, put sunglasses on, thinking no one's going to recognise me, it's fine. And then I think when they finally came in, or we all got out, I think they tried to throw Lewis out because they thought it was Lewis and not me. So it was like, no, it's fine, let him in, whatever. But yeah, that whole video was like, got filmed, and the next day, the manager of the label was like, oh, Paul, do you mind if I post this on YouTube? I was like, go for it. And yeah, I believe it's still there to this day. And so, wind back to Santiago. Dave Holmes, owner and Santiago boy, I showed him the video, and he literally just turned and looked at me and went, do you want a job? I was like, yeah, I can pull a pint, I think.
Parade of grafters.